Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Cyborg here and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to take a look at some soul raid fights, and first up we're going to have just a cleanup fight against boss Green Arrow with Manta. We're going to have the Green Lantern shield, so at the start of the fight we do not need to worry about combo interruption. By the way, we are going to have as artifacts level 8 Jokerized Batarangs on Manta, level 6 Dark Maul cards on I think Green Lantern, and level 3 Hand of Zatanna on the Classic Wonder Woman. Classic Wonder Woman is there to increase our crit damage, and Green Lantern is there to give us the shield so we don't have to worry about combo interruption. And I was kind of sloppy on this fight, and this was far closer than it should have been, because like after I was done with the Green Lantern shields, I was really relying on me succeeding to combo interrupt to not mess up over here. And so far so good, no mistakes were made in our third special, locking him into a stun, so we have to worry a little bit less. Combo interrupt in there, everything's going perfectly, Green Lantern back in there. And yeah, I mess up with Green Lantern, but Manta thankfully tags back in time to not lose his... actually he lost, nah, never mind, he lost his passive stacking. Yeah, we're going to build that up quite fast, but we lost a lot of damage there sadly, and I mess up after the special 2 as well, but a timely swipe down makes me not lose the stacks again, and that seals the victory, because if we lost the stacks again, there was no way this man would have died. But yeah, a little bit of a sloppy fight here. And in this one, I want to talk about Zatanna a little bit, because she's acting up since the newest update. She's supposed to have at 3 stars a 75% chance to power steal from the enemy, right? So every single time I use a special, there's a 75% chance that she will power steal the enemy. And you might be like, well, Sigval, don't complain too much, this was one of the unlucky fights, we all get this, you know how it goes with the power steal for Black Adam, for example. But no, this has been happening in every single fight, and let me know in the comments if this has been happening for you. Every single fight since the newest update, her power steal chance is going to be acting up. And I have here the League of Anarchy. I was sure, let's one-shot her, maybe leave her with some health. This is gonna be chill. We're going to stack with Zatanna, then we're gonna tag hard in, deal some damage. But Zatanna is not stacking properly, my dudes. So a little bit of a spoiler for the entire fight. We're going to have a total of 6 hits and 9 misses. Considering that I have a 75% chance to power steal, boy, missing 9 times and hitting 6 times seems closer to me having a 75% chance to actually miss the special. And again, this is not just one unlucky fight, this has been happening every single fight since the last update, just various degrees of this. Sometimes a little bit better, sometimes a little bit worse. Like the best I'm getting since the newest update with Zatanna is like a 50% chance to power steal, and this sucks balls. Because Zatanna, a thing so great about Zatanna is that with the star rating you would get just higher power steal chance, but the damage cap would still be there, you'd still be able to get 300% damage out of a 3-star Zatanna. And that was great, and the 75% power steal chance was not too bad. Like, yeah, ideally we would want a 100%, but that can wait, because we're gonna do just fine with 75%, but that 75% is not there anymore, and my 3-star Zatanna kinda sucks at the moment. She's not doing her job properly, and of course this would kind of encourage me to want a higher star rating Zatanna to get the 100% power steal chance, because when you have a 100% you can no longer, hopefully it can no longer act up on you, and you can't miss that, because that's how it should go. But yeah, it just sucks. It made 3-star Zatanna so much worse, and it made her so much more dependent on the power steal. Let me know if I'm crazy about this. Maybe I've just gotten unlucky for the past like 6 fights in a row, and like crazy unlucky at that. But I feel like something's wrong with her. And League of Anarchy did not do much here. Literally, if Zatanna was not here, they would have done more, because they would have started dealing damage so much sooner. But yeah, Zatanna is a little bit of a disappointment at the moment with the power steal chance. She's really not pulling her weight. Next up, we're going to fight boss Dr. Fate here. He's gonna be the one that disables your special 2, and at the same time he has the special 2 that gives you a little bit of a suck, a good suck. We're gonna talk about that when we see it, because it's gonna happen once in this fight. I do like this fight. It's interesting. It's entertaining. Introduce a new mechanic to the game that you have to play around. You can jump out of it, but you won't find out until you try to do so. So yeah, the thing that I find annoying about him is his long-ass animation on the special one, because boy, that's eating so much time out of my fights. But yeah, we have Raven, Conflant, Sakuman here with Beta Club on Conflant, Sakuman, Dark Metal cards on Raven, and Joker as Batrings on Dr. Fate for the passive stats. Special one there. There we go, there's the suck. It's gonna suck you in place and you can jump out of it to kind of mitigate that. I do like this mechanic, not gonna lie. Everybody likes a good suck from time to time. Dark Fate got, and at this point he's dead. He's sitting on 1 HP, and in order to try and avoid unusual gameplay bug, I'm gonna try and let him kill Conflant Sakuman once, and there we go. Next fight we're going to have Battle Labs and Deathstroke versus Boss Cyborg. This is not an optimal fight for this team, because this man is not easy to combo jump. It's manageable, and looking back on it and considering the success rate I had with Battle Labs trying to do that, I think I should have tried to do that more with Deathstroke and with the Deathstroke clones, even though the risk was high. But it's too late for regrets now, and also I didn't get final form from Super Move, because I just lost combo before doing it, but I forgot. So yeah, that sucks. Another special 2 in there. Another special 2. And yeah, the swipe down into continuing the combo, I think, is the thing that they talked about in the patch notes that they got out of the game, because Deathstroke could do an infinite combo when the enemy was in the corner, because his swipe down into tap hit would be so fast that the enemy could literally do nothing. And I'm not sure this was worth removing from the game, because literally the only thing you could do with that was buy time for the enemy to use super move on you. There we go, super move used. First clone gets in there, special 2. Another special 2. Another special 2. We need to back off a bit here, because we're gonna die to any specials. Deathstroke back in, because I need to power generate a bit before tagging in another clone. Because we are not doing great on power, and here he blocks, and here he power steals my ass. But another special 2, and I'm not even sure that hit, but anyways. Now moving on to the next team, we have Batman the Drowned with Arkham Knight Batman and Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Because a lot of you guys are wondering, is Batman Who Laughs that important? And I'm like, I got you, you don't have Batman Who Laughs, then use another legendary character that's equally hard to find. Yeah. Look, you can do other things. Like, if you don't have Batman Who Laughs, you don't have to use him. You can use Jon Stewart Green Lantern and something else that increases her damage in another way. You can use classic Wonder Woman, you can use, to an extent, Vixen, but that won't do that much for you. But yeah, Arkham Knight Batman is also a viable option here, because he also increases the hazard dot damage that she's able to do. Because they stack apparently, I think, don't take me on my word about this, because I'm dumb about those things, but they seem to stack, so her final form that she gets into when she's at maximum crisis energy is gonna deal the dot damage, and that dot damage is going to be regarded by the game as hazard dot damage. Buffing hazard dot damage was not that great previously, because we didn't have any hazard dot damage. So basically hazard dot damage, an easy way to explain it, would be Conflant Sakuman special 2, because it's something that's on the field and you're not directly inflicting, and it's going to pretty much deal damage to the enemy. Like the Dark Metal cards area is also a hazard. The Batman the Drowned is the only hazard in the game that's map wide. So previously we didn't have any hazards that would greatly benefit, so buffing hazard dot damage was not quite a popular thing. Not an efficient thing at all, but now that we got this, we can double buff it with Arkham Knight Batman and Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Is this good? Is it better than putting Batman Who Laughs in there? It depends on your Batman star rating. Like, this is higher dot damage than I was getting out of pairing her up with Batman Who Laughs. And don't necessarily try to make the calculations considering my previous video, because in the previous one you were fighting in the last contract, so there we had higher passive stats from the artifacts. But here for this story, specifically with those artifacts, I am simply getting more damage out of the specific dot values than I am getting with Batman Who Laughs. But Battle Flash also does percentage health damage, and it's quite a decent amount of percentage health damage that he does. And second of all, Battle Flash is going to be far more efficient than her in terms of getting her in the final form and getting that dot damage going. So in conclusion, you can definitely get Battle Flash out of this team, and this team can work without him. But if you have a lower star rating battle on the ground, as I do have, she's 4 stars with 2 gears, then you're gonna have a better time with Battle Flash in there. But as she gets better and better, she will easily deal 2 billion damage without Battle Flash being in there. So yeah, he's definitely not mandatory, and he does not add direct damage, but he adds convenience to this team in terms of some percentage health damage of himself and some faster getting into the final form type of deal. But yeah, all that being said, we're gonna have a cleanup fight here with Joker as Batrunks on Catwoman. This is a great artifact for her. Too bad it's kind of eclipsed by the Beta Club, because Beta Club is so much better. But this is gonna be a fun artifact to use. Also pay to win artifact, by the way, don't get your hopes up. It's gonna be either insane luck or spend money on the game. But this is fun to use for fast attack hits. She definitely benefits from that. More damage on basic attack hits. Good stuff overall. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and let me know in the comments where you're at in this specific soul rate, how you're doing, how you're feeling, and how is your Batman the Drowned doing. Have you tried to build her yet? Remember, crit chance and crit damage can do the job for you. But yeah, all that being said, thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one. By the way, subscribe before I go. Bye!
This is the future.